Hi everyone, welcome back to DIY with Dewey. It's kind of windy out here, so I hope you can hear me. We're going to change out the rear differential fluid on the Acura ZDX. So if you need tips and a tutorial on how to do it, it's a pretty easy job. You just need basic tools to get it done. But I'll show you a step-by-step procedure on how I do it. Alright, stay tuned. If you like videos similar to this, click the like and subscribe button down below. Thanks. Okay, so this is what we need so far for the change. So have a couple towels, rags, and you're going to catch any oil or anything. A catch pan, oil catch pan. Crush washers. This is 18 millimeter and I believe 20 millimeter crush washers. 3 quarts of all-wheel drive fluid, DPSF, Acura. This is the OEM fluid. And you need so this is similar to, basically this hooks onto these bottles. It's a couple dollars. You can find it at most auto parts stores, but it's just a hose that you can hook up to the bottle. And this will help us, instead of using a transfer pump, we can squeeze the fluid back into the rear differential. And I'm using my trusty Dewalt tools, not cheap, but mechanic set. And it basically has everything I need to do repairs. All right, let's get started. So we're gonna go under the rear of the Acura ZDX. And this is what you see so far. So spare tire. It's up there. We need to go past the spare tire. Do you see this hole? So this is a spare tire right here. There's a hole right here, and that gives access to the rear differential fill tube. There's the drain for the rear differential fluid, and I'm going to see if I can show you the fill. The fill is up there. Do you see it? So before you take out the drain plug, this one right here, we will loosen the fill plug first to make sure we can get fluid in there. You don't want to drain it out and have it empty and not be able to get fluid back in. See if I can show you through the hole where we'll stick our extension through. Okay. So in between the two bolts, this is the rear subframe. You'll see there. This says ATF. So back in the day, they used to use automatic transmission fluid in the rear differential, but Acura has updated it to DPSF fluid, and we're going to loosen that first before we loosen that. So you can see there's a fill plug up there. There's a different angle from the bottom looking up, and there's the drain plug. But let's go ahead and loosen the fill plug first. We have a couple 1/2-inch extensions. So this goes into the plug. You don't need a socket or anything at the end. It's just the extension. I'm gonna see what fits the best on here. We need, basically it needs to go into and give you room so you can hook up the ratchet. So this 6-inch extension is way too long. We're gonna try the 3-inch extension. Let's see. And look how short this one is. We can't get our ratchet on because it doesn't clear the rear subframe. So I have a little knuckle right here, and it's also a 1/2-inch size. So we'll go ahead and add this on there, and then now this will fit perfect. Okay. All right, now we want to loosen it. Shouldn't be. Let's see how tight it is. I don't think I need a breaker bar, but okay. There. So it was on there pretty good, but we got it loose and to the point where I can unscrew it with my hand. All right, so that's the fill plug. Now we can go ahead and remove the drain plug. All right. So this is the drain plug right here. With this one, okay, I don't need an extension at all. So the ratchet's just going directly on there. Go ahead and loosen it. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see exactly what I'm doing there. So go ahead and loosen it. I'm gonna smack this way. There we go. So now you can basically take it out, hand loosen it. We'll go get our drip pan, or oil pan. Slide the oil drain pan underneath and go ahead and loosen this completely. And I always have a towel on hand just to catch if it starts splashing or something. You can minimize how much you spill. All right, still looks pretty good. So this actually has a magnet at the end and it catches any metal particles or anything, but there wasn't much on it at all. Usually the first time you change your rear differential fluid, that's when you see the most material, metal shavings and stuff on the magnet. But so far it looks pretty good this time. So I went ahead and climbed out from underneath the car. Here's the drain plug. And we're gonna go ahead and switch out the crush washer on it. So I have a bag. So I'm gonna grab the 18mm right here. Take the old one off, measure it up, make sure it's close, and good. It's a perfect fit. So let's clean off this, make sure there's no dirt or debris on the drain plug. Put the new washer on and it's ready to go. Trash the old one. You don't want to accidentally reuse it again. We're still waiting for the fluid to drain out. There's still a small drip. Once it's completely drained, drain plug back in. And I'll show you how to fill it with 3 quarts back in. And basically we fill it until no more fluid goes in out of the fill port or fill plug. It's done draining. Let's go ahead and put the drain plug back in. Okay. There's still a slow drip. So you can either let it drip all the way out. I think that's a pretty good amount. So let's go ahead and put this plug back in. Okay, get your rag and clean off the bottom. Let's go ahead and tighten this. So this is the drain plug. And this is aluminum, so you don't want to tighten it way too much there. So what we'll do is we'll fill it up, take it for a test drive, see if there's any leaks or anything, and then we'll just tighten it so it stops leaking if it does leak. But it's better than over tightening it and stripping that bolt. So now we're done with this oil pan. We'll keep it there once we start filling. I don't want it to drip all over the pavement and the driveway. Right. Let's see if you can see. So it's pretty dark in here where we'll use this extension. There we go. Try to clear it up a little so you can see. But here's the fill plug. So there's the crush washer for the fill plug. Here's the fill plug. And this is the 20, I believe it's 20 millimeter. And I have a new one. I'm gonna go ahead and replace. So trash the old one. All right. So I wiped the fill plug. Make sure it's pretty clean. Go ahead and grab a new washer. Perfect. So there's a new washer on it. And let's set that aside for now. We're gonna fill it up with fluid. So what you do is you grab this and go ahead and undo the cap. So the ZDX is tall enough for me to fit back here without jacking up the vehicle. And it keeps it on a level surface. So it works for me. You might have to jack up your vehicle if you want a little more room. All right. So I'm going to take off this extension. We don't need this extra hose on here. All right. What you want to do is take this and you feed, take the tube, you feed it through. So I'm feeding it through the rear subframe and basically into the fill plug port on the rear differential. All right, and I put it in about 1.5 inch, 2 inch, and then we lift up this bottle, and you squeeze the bottle. You see it? The fluid's going in right there. So here, you lift it higher where the spare tire is on the left hand side of it, and then you can basically just squeeze the fluid in. We have this oil catch pan. Just once it's full, it'll leak back out the fill port. So basically you're just pumping it in through here using gravity and pressure from squeezing the bottle. This is how I've always done it. For this, I feel like it's much easier than a transfer pump. All right. There. So you can kind of tell that most of the fluid in this quart is in the rear differential already. All right. We lift it a little higher. And then close the valve. So I twist that closed. No, you can go ahead and take it off. Okay. Let's go grab another quart. We have our new quart right here. Loosen the cap. And transfer this empty quart to the new quart. And just take your time. There's it doesn't take that long to do the rear differential fluid flush. We're almost done. All right. So this bottle is on there. Make sure it's pretty tight, and then twist this to the on position again. So now it opens up the valve for this spout. And go ahead and add more. So this is our second quart. There, second quart's basically almost done. Let's do one more. We want to raise it to the highest point possible, where it's touching the frame of the metal carriage frame of the car. Squeeze and let gravity help you get most of the fluid. All right, that is. Close the valve. Let's get our third quart. All right, open up the third quart. Let's transfer this. Twist the bottle on, and then, all right, that's tight. Open the valve on position, and last quart. Okay, so I pulled out the spout a little bit, just so there's enough room for air. There we go. So right now there's maybe, oh, nope, it's starting to come out already. Here. So we have about 2.5 quarts in there. All right, do you see how it's dripping out? Actually, we have way more than 2.5 quarts in there. I think it's like I would say about 2.7. Let's go ahead and force as much in there as we can for now. All right, and then we'll let it drip back out. Okay. All right, so this is the fill port. All right, while it's dripping like this, I kind of want it on a little more than the fill port level. So right when it kind of slows down there. So I think that is a pretty good amount. I'm gonna go ahead and put the fill cap back on, fill plug. So it was a slow drip still, but I'm also on a little bit of an incline. It's not completely flat on my driveway. So we got about I would say 2.8 quarts in. And that's how I've always done it, and the car is holding up pretty good. We're at 200,000 miles still. All right, let's go ahead and tighten this. And the fill port doesn't have to be too tight either. There we go. All right, so we have drain plug is tightened, the fill plug is tightened, and that's it. We're done. We're gonna go ahead and pour the old fluid back into the bottles and go recycle the fluid. All right, well, there you have it. That's how you change the rear differential fluid on a 2010 to 2013 Acura ZDX. If you have any questions, just add the question into the comments down below, and I'll do my best to answer them. All right, thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button.